Tess Walsh from Market Check. Great to have you with us again on Flow.
Thank you.
The prices on the wheat front, they are looking good internationally. How are things tracking for us here in Australia?
Yeah, that's right. So at the moment, global markets, US and EU markets, are sitting at highs that we haven't really seen since December 2012. So some really big prices there. It's basically all driven by supply issues in the Northern Hemisphere, so carryover from the drought conditions that we saw in Canada and that Northern US, and then obviously some issues with the Russian crop as well. So that is leading to us having some very strong pricing in Australia, much more stronger in South Australia particularly than in Vic and New South Wales. And that's partly due to some domestic conditions in SA, but also weather conditions as well. So we're seeing our harvest here in SA, quite delayed with all this unfortunate rain around, which is putting issues on our supply chain and trying to get grain out, which is leading to quite a big price for growers in SA at the moment.
Yeah, well, there were some astonishing figures came out from the New South Wales Agriculture Minister. The percentages they're talking about on the year-on-year growth in gross value of production. You're looking at wheat, they say, is up 541%, but that's largely driven on price.
Yeah, look, that's right. We're over, on our peninsula yesterday I was looking, and there was, site prices at $400 a tonne for wheat, which is just incredible. And not all yields for everyone are above average, but if you're snagging average yields, your final return per hectare is absolutely amazing, which is obviously helping offset the incredible cost of inputs at the moment too.
Yes, that's a major factor as well. We were just talking to Helen Dalton, the member for Murray, parliamentarian, but she's also a grower, and she was saying they've done their moisture tests, and she reckons there will be an impact on yields in the New South Wales Murray area because they've got 30 to 40 mils coming this weekend. Yeah,
look, there's similar stories playing out all across. So we are hearing of some downgrading issues through parts of New South Wales that have had rain over the last few weeks. There are some stories coming out in Northern Eyre Peninsula of some downgrading issues, and talking to farmers there, they're sort of one more rain away from being in trouble.
Oh dear.
And Victoria is facing some similar forecasts as well. But I guess the thing that I'm talking to clients about is that there might be some issues with downgrading, but the base price that these feed spreads are coming back from is incredible. So we're talking, in SA, $400 port, or site in some cases, and at the moment less 70 or 100 for feed quality grain. So maybe offsetting the blow that those downgrades can bring.
Yeah, at least the market prices aren't delivering a double blow. How is this feeding across on the barley market?
Yeah, so barley's holding up reasonably well. Again, more in SA than in Vic in New South Wales, or better. And that's all, partly tied up with what I was talking about earlier, in that there are supply issues and there are vessels ready to go from South Australian ports, but the barley hasn't been harvested and delivered to port yet. So it's creating a spike in demand, which is creating a spike in price. But if we do see large-scale downgrading in wheat, it is going to likely affect barley, in that there'll be more feed grain in the mix, which will could put pressure on domestic barley pricing.
Yeah. What about on the canola front? How are they tracking? It's been a rock star in terms of pricing, but what about the crops themselves?
Crops have been mixed. I know there was some hail damage, I think 10 days ago now, on Lower Eyre Peninsula, which is a shame over there for those growers. In terms of pricing, markets have come right back in New South Wales and Victoria to, I think, sort of roughly high 800s port level, but things are again holding up very well in South Australian markets, and I think yesterday we were looking at around 950 to 960 port level for canola. So yeah, it's also proving to be not a bad value crop too.
And how can they contact you from Market Check on that front?
Yeah, sure. So our website, www.marketcheck.com.au, has all our contact details on there. And yeah, feel free to phone and find out more about what we do.
Tess Walsh, thanks for joining us again on Flow. Much appreciated.
Thank you.